I want to say, first of all, no matter what your history is with money, no matter how good or bad you think you are with money, you can raise financially savvy kids. You only have to stay one lesson ahead of them. And I'm going to help you get 3 steps ahead of them today, okay? It doesn't matter how you feel about money. If you are conscious of what you're talking to your kids about and what you're doing in front of them, you can help them become financially independent like my mum helped me. Okay? Doesn't matter. You don't have to fix all the stuff that's wrong that you've been sitting there looking at, I think this way about money, I'm bad with money, or I don't believe in abundance. By the way, I don't believe in abundance. I'm a little bit unorthodox in that way. It's okay. You can still raise financially savvy kids, and you will, because you're thinking about it. The things I'm going to go through today, first of all, I'm going to light a bit of a fire under you. And the reason why I'm doing that is I want you to walk out of here so determined to do something about it that you can't not do something about it. It is imperative that our children learn this, and you are it. The school is not teaching them this. The banks will not teach them this. They just want a nice funnel of customers they can send a credit card off to when they're 18. You're it. If you don't do it, no one else is. Okay? So we're going to go through that first. You all look terrified now. Don't worry, it gets a lot more lighthearted. I'm going to give you some general principles for teaching your kids about money, and then we're going to go through 3 activities. Even traditional safe careers that we have all thought would be good for our children to go into, they are going. We don't know what the future holds. I can't tell you what a good job will be in 10 years because I don't know. I can't even tell them to go out and be blockchain engineers because they might engineer this thing so it does it itself. You can't tell them what's going to be a good career. We can't tell them here's a good money-producing job for you to take. Okay? They're going into a time of massive uncertainty about how they are going to earn an income, like we have never known before. They have to be able to manage their money as best they possibly can. They have to be able to treat it as a scarce resource and make the most out of it. They cannot waste it because of this. And to add insult to injury, there are fewer people paying tax. The top bar, 1975, we had 7 people for every 1 retired person. In 2015, when this is the intergenerational report that the government releases, 4.5 people. In 2055, 2.7 people, a 40% reduction in the number of people paying tax to support old people who need pensions because they don't have superannuation and they need health. Our costs are going up. The amount of money we have available as a government to spend on tax-related things is going down. What do you think this means for these guys? Are they going to pay less tax? No, they're going to pay more, most likely. Okay? So they're not even going to get the government handouts that we're used to. Your kids, if you've got kids in school today, are unlikely to even have a pension. That's not likely to be there. The stuff that you use as a security blanket won't be there for them. Okay, how's the fire feeling? Burning? All right. Now I'm going to really kick you in the guts. $45 billion on credit cards. If you ask the average 21-year-old who has a credit card debt, and by the way, some of them have credit card debts of $2,500 that they're bringing forward every month, and you ask them how much they owe, their answer is the minimum repayment of $100. They don't get this shit. Okay? Are you all panicking? Oh, it feels terrible, doesn't it? Good news. Very good news. Fabulous, in fact. You can all do something about this, and you can do it tonight when you go home. We're going to talk through just some general stuff now. The things that you need to think about is that regardless of whether you've thought about it in the past or not already, you're already teaching your kids about money. If they can talk, they've started learning about money from you by what you do. And that's if you talk about money. Who here feels uncomfortable talking about money? Anyone? A few people. There's a bit of a cultural thing that it is rude to talk about money. And has anyone ever had a child ask something they thought was inappropriate, like how much did you pay for that car, to someone else? And you go, oh, don't ask that, that's rude, please don't. It's not rude, but we feel that it is. It is important that you talk about money with your children. And it is important that you think about what you say to your children and you are deliberate about it. And if there's one phrase I would ask you to remove from your vocabulary, it is, "we can't afford that." Total bullshit. You could probably afford a Lamborghini. You'd have to mortgage your house, you'd have to sell your soul, you might have to hit the streets, I don't know. You could probably find a way to make it work. Okay? You could afford it if you really wanted it. What you do is you say, "I'm not buying that because it's a stupid way to use my money and my time." Okay? You make a choice. Empower the kids to realise it is a choice, and a deliberate one, and it's a good choice because it's not wasteful. So instead of saying, "we can't afford that," we say, "that's not a good use of our money." Or, "I don't think that's a good decision, and here's why." So if you do nothing else, try that. It's just like manners. How many times do you say, "What do you say? What do you say? Please?" About a million, right? It's the same with money. You're not going to go home tonight and fix your kids' financial mindset with one big long lecture, because first of all they'll probably roll their eyes at you and then get on their phones and tell you to piss off. It's the 100 small things approach. Okay? Little small things that you do every day. That's what's going to make a difference when you're teaching kids about money.